Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, Dhyana Yogam, Shloka number 7. Jitatmanah prashantasya Paramatma samahitah Sitoshna sukha dukkheshu Tatha manapamanayoho. In the last class, we have seen the meaning up to this shloka. Bhagavan Shri Krishna, while explaining about the dhyanam, particularly his intention is to tell about the Vedantic meditation, Nididhyasanam. So, in order to explain that, Krishna giving the preparatory or external or Bahiranga sadhanas first. That means before you are sitting on the meditation seat, before you are taking up the dhyana yoga, dhyanam, you must have these preparations, pre-qualifications. That's why we call them as Bahiranga Sadhanani. In that we saw 4 things. One is Lord started telling about first the Samatvam. Through Karma Yoga practice, you learn to keep your mind always in the balanced state. After gaining that Samatvam, then the second and third thing told by the Lord in the 5th shloka, where he emphasizes about the self-effort and the self-confidence. This we have discussed in the last class. Either can I use my willpower? Do I have a choice to use the willpower on my destiny? So here, the self-effort means willpower, and same time accepting the destiny also with self-confidence. So both these two work with 50-50%. So you cannot totally say that you can change everything, your prarabdha. I told you the 3 levels of prarabdha: prabala prarabdham, madhyama sthai prarabdham, or durbala prarabdham. So we have choice only some extent on the lower durbala prarabdham and madhyama prarabdham. This madhyama prarabdham only managing. So that capacity to manage, you need the self-effort and the self-confidence. So after 3 important points, the 4th one, Lord said about the self-mastery. Altogether, you must have a control on your mind and the senses, or to say, in fact, the 4 instruments through which we are functioning in this world: the body, the sense organs, body, mind, and the intellect. We must keep them in a proper order. We must know how to manage them. That's why man management, mind management, time management, all these things. See, as we keep our kitchen clean every day, okay, yesterday I cleaned everything and I kept in everything is in a proper way. But tomorrow again, when you start cooking and again things will go here and there, and again you have to manage and keep the kitchen in a proper way. In the same way, our mind also, every day we are interacting with the world, and every day those interactions will leave some dirt in the mind in the form of the raga or dvesha. Not only that, we saw we have only one instrument for both the purposes to interact the world and as well as to pursue the inner enquiry, the self knowledge also. So, for sitting on the meditation, also the same instrument mind. To do the Vyavahara and transactions, also the same mind. So, naturally, the doubt came when Lord said, "You are the friend to you, you are the enemy to you. How I can become myself both?" Generally, either friend or enemy. You cannot call a same person, he is my friend and enemy. No. Of course, in the outside worldly things, it won't work at that point. But here, being one the same instrument I am using for both the transactions and as well as for my inner growth, spiritual upliftment, it is very much essential to keep that instrument in a proper way. In a proper way. I given so many examples of the using the current, using the knife, and using any instrument, anything. There is a advantage and as well as disadvantage also. Then in the self mastery, Bhagavan said, actually the seventh and the eighth, ninth shlokas are all the three is talking about the self mastery or the person who gained the self mastery. What are the indications? What are the traits of a God realized person? So we are going to get the definition here for God realization and self realization, not and or, because self realization itself is God realization. God realization itself is called self realization because God and the self are not separate. Therefore, even the Jivan Mukti or whatever we call as a liberation also same. Now here we are getting the meaning of that a God realized person. He is the self mastery who is ever having self mastery control. So here we saw the points that one is he is very much well controlled of his senses, jitatmanaha. Here atmanaha means his mind. Actually, mind is only the culprit for making us to miserable or sorrow, to react or not to react. If you see the example, the eyes will see all types of colors, but the eyes are not getting any effect. But the messages received by the mind only develop the either raga or dvesha. Same way, every sense organ now it is a summer very hot. Yes, body feeling the hotness, the skin feels the heat, but the skin is not actually telling anything. It is working according to the nature, it sweats a lot, and the feeling of the heat is received. But later, when that message goes to the mind only grumbles. Why it is so hot? Why it is like this year? So I am not able to bear it. I am not able to tolerate. Still, how many degrees is going to increase? All these kinds of reactions are coming in the mind. So sense organs as they are just doing their job without any hate or the aversion or the liking or disliking. Yes, and if this mind is the cause for both this sorrow and happiness, and the mind itself is the friend and the foe, now we must work on it. We have to take care of it. So, how to handle that mind? Now, these indications are the uh, litmus test. Like, yes, if I have these kind of qualities in me, as Lord explaining now, yes, I am a godless person. No need of external any indications. This is all inner climate of the mind. So he is very well controlled, jitatmanaha. Because of that, he is able to uh, accept the pairs of opposites, Sita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, Mana, Avamana. That's why I just now told about the heat. Uh, Tolerate and accept the Sita, Ushna, both these pairs of complementaries. There is no other way. This is how the world is made up of. There is no choice. Both will come, keep on come one after another. Sita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, and Mana, Avamana. So when they are coming, whether to react to them, to become disturbed and miserable or favorable, is all the choice is with me. So choice is ours in this regard. We have no choice to change the outer situations, but there is a choice for me how to react to this outer situation, whether to react it or not, to become miserable or not. That choice is there with us. So in this way, the willpower is we can utilize very well. So Sita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, which things and the beings are giving the Sukha now for us. After some time, they may give the sorrow also. So be prepared. Be prepared. Prepare yourself for the do best and prepare yourself for the worst also. And another thing, this mana avamana, this is very, very hurting thing, particularly for a aged people. For a small child, he don't have any of this mana avamana, abuse and the praise. The child will recognize any of these things. For the child, the both of them are same. But for us, more you grow in the age, more we are becoming strong in ego. Egoistical, we are becoming more egoistic. Our ego is more stronger. The stronger the ego, your misery is stronger. Your reactions are stronger. That's why generally the men are very egoistic by nature. Huh? Don't feel that I am putting vote for somebody according to the nature. So biologically also, if the ladies are mother, they were more actually free to laugh and express their happiness and laughter. But gents, they won't laugh that much because from the beginning, after they become the father, okay, beginning means from boy, so some kind of speciality, and when he becomes a husband, he is a boss on the wife. When he become a father, he is again taking care of the children. When he become a father-in-law, again he. So like this, the ego is gradually becoming more and more strong. That's why they cannot laugh and smile that much freely as like the women, because women are again by nature, they have the motherly love, the motherhood in them. So they are very emotionally they are a little bit weak, but egoistically they are not strong as like the men. Anyhow, the point is here, mana avamana. One, see, when a person is becomes so egoistic, naturally any kind of abuse, not by anybody outsider, our own children, our own daughter-in-law, son-in-law, any of the brothers and sisters also, if they say anything uh, irritating or criticizing word, immediately we will react, revolt. Okay. If we feel that I got hurt, if we, any one of us feel for anything, I got hurt by these words or by this person, remember that it is very sure that you are more a strong egoistic person. Okay. So criticism, abuse always will be there in the world. People criticized and abused the Lord Rama. People criticized and abused the Lord Shri Krishna. Then what to talk about us? So accept it. And same way, if any apamana, mana apamana, abhimanam. So either praise or abuse. When people praise us, don't think that this is honor and dishonor. Otherwise, you should not take it for granted that they always will honor and praise. Don't take it truly or sincerely. That is like that, okay. But I am not giving any importance to it. If we prepare the mind like that, all these symptoms, okay, tolerating, accepting the pairs of opposites, not only at the physical level outside, that's why Lord given the example of the Sita Ushna or the, from the nature side, Sukha Dukkha or from the mind side, and Mana Avamana is hitting my ego at the intellectual level. I am so educated, they are just treating me like this, they talk to me like this. So, ego. So, these three places, if we take care and not reacting, not giving any importance, and then only we can call us as a Jitatmanaha. And naturally, what is the result of this? I will be peaceful, Prashantasya, Prashantatma, we can say. The Prashantata, Shanti and Ashanti, generally peace and lack of peace. These two always again comes under the pairs of opposites. They come and go. One replace other. That's why, which is beyond this Shanti, Ashanti, my essential nature, my true nature is the Prashanti. Prakarshanena Shanti. Because of this outer Vyavaharika transactions, which are giving the sometime the pleasure and pain and all these things, they are not disturbing me, in fact. So that Shanti, Ashanti, which comes and goes, but my peace of mind, my inner nature of myself is always Shanti. Shantoyam Atma, that no one can disturb, no one can touch me. Then to say that, we must decide my peace of mind. I never compromise for anything. I am not ready to lose my peace of mind for the sake of any outer situation. Take a resolution like that. And such a Shanti, Prashanti, that is everybody actually we want. We want to be peaceful always. We want to be calm and without any disturbance. But are you able to? Are you able to achieve it? You cannot achieve by any outside achievements, but by inner achievement. The real conquest is the inner conquest, not the outside. Control the senses, control the mind. That is the only real greatness and conquest. So that's why the result is Prashantatma. Okay, otherwise he is a Jitatma, therefore he become Prashantatma. That means undisturbed. So naturally he won't react. He just act or he proact, but he never react. Every action is bound to give the reaction. This is the law. But being the reaction is taking place, again for that, I don't react, but I just proact. But a reacting person is a samsari. A reacting person is a ajnani. A reacting person is a otherwise person. The non-reacting person is the wise person. Now we have to decide, choice is ours to be wise or otherwise. So, and after that, Bhagavan says, that state of mind, that state of existence of that person is that the Paramatma-Samahitaha, that is called God realization. See, generally what we imagine about the God realization by reading the stories and the Puranas, all that, they are very nice to listen. But when you do the inquiry, okay, if God is somewhere and God is created the entire world, the creator cannot be separate from the created. If he is separated from the created world, the world is one thing and God is another thing. So duality will come. When the duality comes, the fear will come. When the fear comes, the samsara started. There is no end for it. So never separate the God, never send the God away from you. This is the biggest mistake generally in all the religions, in all the religious practices and bhakti cult, everywhere we keep and push the Lord away. As long as you keep the Lord away and separate from you, you have to afraid of the God. Do you want afraid? You want to be frightened? You like to be fearful? Our effort is to be free. I don't want to have any fear. Why? My nature is Atma. So the Atma is telling that why you are frightened. You are fearless actually. About what? By seeing what? For what you have to get frightened? Whenever you see the Dvaitam, Dvitiya Dvai, Bhayam Bhavati. Even it is a God, God is, if you see Him separately than you are bound to become miserable and you are under the compulsion of the fear. So understand this. This is the Upanishadic teaching. Never push the God away from you. Okay. So Paramatma Samahitaha. He is attained. He is one with the God. He is one with the God means God is different and he is different and he become one with by walking or by going some distance, by going to some places. No. He recognized and realized now that I am myself is the Ishvara. In total aspect, I am the Ishvara. But at the limited Upadhi level, from the angle of the Upadhi, I looks like, I seems to be as the Jiva, but it is not true. I have to take the limited part alone. I have to see the only wave and conclude that the wave is very small, the wave is born, the wave died. Why? Why you look at the wave? Why can't you look at the water? So looking at the water is the Gnanam, looking at the wave is Ajnanam. Looking at the water as the water totality is called Jivan Mukti. Looking at the only wave as the small and limited is Bandham. So, after saying this in the seventh sloka, Bhagavan continue the same type of descriptions in the eighth sloka also. Gnana Vijnana Truptatma Kutastho Vijitendriyaha Yukta Ityuchyate Yogi Samaloštashma Kanchanaha. Here, some technical words are used by the Lord. Gnana Vijnana Truptatma. In the previous shlokas, the chapter somewhere we saw Gnana Kama Yesha Krodha Yesha Rajoguna Samudbhava. When Lord talking about this Kama and Krodha are the two big enemies to you. So they destroy you. That's why you give up them. While telling that, there also they destroy what? Gnana Vijnana Nashanam. Your common sense and higher sense both will be destroyed. Okay? What is this common sense and essential sense? Jnanam is the knowledge. Vijnanam is the, we say, special knowledge. What is this two? In fact, the next coming chapter, Bhagavan is going to talk, the title for that seventh chapter is Gnana Vijnana Yogam. Much more elaborately, deeply we discuss there, but here, see, when you say knowledge, there are two stages. One is Gnanam, another is Vijnanam. Maybe one we can say theoretical knowledge, and then practically you are able to apply and see the result of that knowledge. Or we can see in this way, I am the body and I have the consciousness. I am the body. I have the consciousness also as a faculty of me. If you know this much and conclude, then it is a Gnanam. But the same statement, if you reverse it, I am the consciousness and I have an incidental body. This is called Vijnanam. The first one, why it is called Gnanam? Because at least you are accepting that there is Chaitanyam and Atma. You also accept it. But majorly, I am the body and I have the Chaitanyam or Atma. That's why he is also having body and he is also having another Chaitanyam. That's why we call Jiva separate. But that is wrong. That is not correct. So, clear Vijnanam is Visheshena Gnanam. Very clear understanding without any ambiguousness. I am the Chaitanyam, but incidentally I am working and having this body as Upadhi. And this is called Vijnana. So Gnanam Vijnanam. That means you must know all this world is created by what? According to Shastras, not according to science. According to Shastras, the whole world is created by the Ishvara with his Maya Shakti. And so in that creation, first Pancha Mahabhutas came from the Mula Prakriti or Pradhana or Maya. And that Pancha Mahabhutas got combined and then other things are all slowly the matter, and three gunas are also combined, and according to the gunas combination, these variations of the creation, all the movable, immovable, with life, without life, these things are all came into existence. So knowing this much, this is the, so cause is there, and this is the karana, Vijnanam. But Vijnanam is that, now what about me? I am only this body mind complex or something else? And this doing vicharana and understanding, yes, I am combination of these two. I am not only the body mind complex, but I am the Chaitanyam. And in fact, I, the Chaitanyam, is one. I, the Chaitanyam, is the Brahman and all pervading, and that I, the Chaitanyam alone, cause for projecting this entire Nama Rupa Jagat. This is called Vijnanam. Now, I will put it in another simple way, another way of looking into it. Here, Gnanam means Samanya Gnanam. That means the common denominator. Common denominator. As like current is the common denominator, in my house, in all the wires, the same current. That is Gnanam. But when that current is expressed to a particular gadget, either bulb or fan or washing machine, then that is called Vishesha Gnanam. Why I am telling this point? Because this week, last week, we are discussing this particular Samanya and Vishesha Gnanam in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, and as well as in the Ramagita also I mentioned. So here I know what is the or because this word Vishesha Gnanam means special. Even that Vijnanam word, you can put it in a, it is the Samanya Gnana. Samanya means not, it is commonly available all the time. But this Gnanam which comes and goes. Now, if I show this phone camera, your mind, your eyes saw and mind got the cell phone Gnanam. And when I show this clip, a particular yellow color clip, you got this Gnanam. So, cell phone Gnanam came and went, and clip Gnanam came and went. Like this, so many, the Gnanam one comes and goes and comes and goes. But even that is that particular object came, I know. It is not there, gone, I know. That its presence I know, its absence also I know. So being I know both, I am the special Gnanam. Special Gnanam means I am always there. So both the ways you can take Samanya Gnanam, Vishesha Gnanam. So in this way, Bhagavan says that, now what is the purpose? Now he is a Truptatma. By knowing both this Karanam and cause, Karanam means cause and effect, and the relationship between the cause and effect. The effect cannot exist without the cause. The cause is the mud, and the pot is the effect. So the effect part cannot exist without the cause, the mud. But without this Nama Rupa pot shape, the mud cause can exist. So knowing this, he becomes a Truptatma. Now, for me, there is nothing to know more about it, more anything greater. That's why Upanishads, the disciples, oh Guru, please tell me, by knowing which one, I will come to know everything. By knowing which one, I need not to know anything further. एक विज्ञानेन सर्वं विज्ञातं भवति. So you must know the essence. So this person gained that. He understood that. What is that essence? I am that. I am that essence. Therefore, for him there is no any deficit. Truptatma. Fully uh, satisfied with this knowledge. That means for him, he knows very well what is Jiva. He knows very well what is Ishvara. He knows very well what is Jagat. He knows what is the relationship between all these three. And he knows also that all these three things are standing and residing where? Because of which the three were there? Because of me, Kutastaha. Next word. Because of me, the unchanging principle. Kutastha means a firm, unchanging principle. This is also a technical term. Even in Panchadashi Prakarana Grantha, the one particular chapter itself is titled as Kutastha Deepa Prakaranam. To understand this word Kutastha means whichever is firmly without moving, shaking, stays there. In English, it is called anvil, used by these ironsmiths or the goldsmiths or even the cobbler. They use a big solid iron base, a rod like or some plate like, which is fixed in the floor, and on that they do a lot of hammering work. If it is iron, they have to hammer so hardly. If it is gold and silver, also with small hammer, they will hammer it. So the anvil never move, never change. Kutavat tishtati iti kutastaha. Okay. Unchanged principle is called kutastaha. Unshaken. Here, what is the meaning for us? These examples are all okay. All the modifications which are happening in the body, in the mind, in the intellect, and in the outer world, I am not affected by any of them. I know the changes, modifications are happening in the mind. I know changes, modifications are happening in the body, even in the intellect. I know. Being I know the changes, modifications, I am an unchanged principle. How? See this example. I went to a railway station and I stood on the platform, and 7 o'clock morning I was standing there. I saw the one train came 7 o'clock and 7:10 it gone. And same again 11 o'clock one more train came and gone. Like this 3 o'clock another train came and gone. If I want to know all the three trains came and gone, I must be a separate person standing on the platform. If I get into any one of these trains, I may not know about the other trains. Here, what is the trains? This example. Now we'll take to the real example. Waking came and gone. Sleep, dream came and gone. Sleep, deep sleep came and gone. I know all these three changes, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushuptishu, Sputatara, Yasam Vidujrumbate, which consciousness, which Sakshi, witnesser is, which some with Vijrumbate means all the time in all the three states of these experiences, avasthas, it is present. As like I present on the platform to know the details of the all three trains. But I am untouched. I am unaffected. But I am just watching. If in this way, if I have the capacity, I am capable of observing all the modifications. I know three avasthas are coming and going every day. Three gunas are also playing. Because of that, the mind and body, intellect are all the time there is a fluctuation, constant fluctuation. That's why uh, Jagat means Jayati, Gachati, iti Jagat, which is under the constant flux is called Jagat. I know that. So Kutastaha and Vijitendriyaha. Jitendriya word already Lord said in the previous mantra sloka. He is not leaving that word. And again here he is using that and much more he is adding one prefix also Vijitendriya. Visheshena. Very well, perfectly have the mastery over the senses. We should not become a slave to any sense organ. Okay, that means we should not use the senses at all. No, that is not the meaning. We use the sense organs legitimately, moderately, and as much as required. Not more, not less. Okay, because senses are there to interact. Now I want to, if I feel hungry, I must eat. And while eating also, if something is not suitable to my stomach, I leave it. Or something which is suitable to me, I will take more. So this is not addiction. Due to the place and the time, we will avoid something, we will add something. But no addiction of any kind. If that is not there, I can't live. That is very important for me in the life. Particularly when people become old, they are very, uh, you know, uh, particular about certain things. Okay, if but everything as you feel it won't be available when you become old, and many other people are also living in the house and they do according to their choice also. But whatever is available for your choice and suitable, you take it. So never do complain or don't make a issue out of it. Or if we talk about the so many bad addictions, okay, why people are becoming addicted and not able to come out of it, even though they know that they will die if I smoke a lot, they get cancer. If they drink more and the stomach liver gets spoiled, even they know it, but they cannot stop it. This is the addiction. But for a much better sadhaka, there may not be such kind of addictions, but another unnoticed addictions will be there. Okay, even good things also, good habits also sometimes becomes the obsession. Some places, some conditions, some situations, you have to give up your rules and regulations. Sometimes, but that time you should not get disturbed. That is the meaning. Not that you leave all your disciplines and rules and go. So here, Vijitendriya altogether is called not again falling down. Not only sometime my senses are good, they listen, but many times again they will pull me. No, perfectly under control. Vijitendriya. Then only such a person who is already having that samadrishti of the sukha dukkha sita ushna mana avamana apamana. Same way now Lord is telling here, he looks at the world, everything, for him there is no merit and there is no demerit. Because he is looking from the standpoint of the Atma Ekatva Samadarshanam, Eka Sarvatra Brahmadarshanam. Therefore, he sees Sama, equal. What? Loshta, Ashmana, Kanchana. Ashma, Kanchana. Three things here, Lord giving the example. Loshta means mud or the sand or the earth. Normal. Sand, mud or earth. Loshta. Ashma means stone. Ashma means stone. Or here stone means we can take any precious jewels, precious gems or stone. Kanchana means gold. Or we will take it as a stone only. See, mud, when the Lord said mud, in the mud stones are also included. It is a part of the earth only. So anyhow, for the mud, sand and the stone and the gold, there is no any difference for him. What, sir? He's blind or what? He's having an eye problem? No, not like that. For him, in his mind, there is no much no craving or importance and seeing the difference. But for his life, he needs the money to run, to eat, to have a clothing and all that. So this is a mental understanding. This is actually indicates about the craving for the money, craving for the wealth. Wealth is not all in the life. Health is more important. Health is what health? Physical, mental, emotional, social, spiritual health. Therefore, here, particularly, you earn the money up to certain age in the life, you will save it also. So further, if you are not able to do when you become old, it will be useful. That is all fine. But question is whether my mind is now ready to contemplate and spend more and more in the spiritual pursuit, Gnana Marga, or still my mind is wavering or running behind the possession, riches and things and here. Here Kanchana means not only the gold, even you are very much attached and craving for the different possessions. Keeping more and more possessing the things is a burden. Less luggage, more comfort. That's why aparigraham, non-possessing nature is told in the Patanjali Yoga. Don't possess more than required things. You don't use it. Many times people, they don't use it, but they don't like to give to anybody. But they will keep on accumulate the things. So under this Sama, Loshta, Ashma, Kanchana. Ashma means stone. Okay. So Kutastha, okay, word. I want to add one more. Let me complete this. So Sama, Loshta, Ashma, Kanchana. That means again reminding about the pairs of opposites all as the same. That means what? As Ramakrishna Paramahamsa did, one day somebody came and gave him some gold coins or some jewel. But Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, to teach the lesson to the disciples, he went near to the Ganges and kept one in one hand that golden coins and taken the Ganga beach sand, and he left both in the Ganga water. And somebody kept some money under his pillow. He is not able to sleep. After he removed that only, he slept. So it doesn't mean that you all should act like that. What we have to learn from this story, the moral is, don't have any, if these possessions and relations and your occupation, any of these things are disturbing your mind, means you are caught up. So here, this wise person, we are talking about the yogi. Yogi. See, all this which are told in the last sloka and here, they're all come under. If these things are there, he's called yogi. He's called wise person. Don't imagine that yogi means as generally now what people think and thought of that yogi. We are not talking about the person who practice only Ashtanga yoga and do the gymnastics by the body. Instead of straightening the mind, they only involve in the indulge in the twisting of the body. So twisting of the body is not the yoga, straightening of the mind, removing the wrinkles in the from the mind is called real yoga. Such a yogi is a yukta. He is endowed with yukta means he is very internally very much harmonized person. His mind is now cultivated, trained, cultured. So he is called yukta. And such a yukta person alone, uchyate yogi iti. Now you got the point. Here yogi means gnani. Gnani means jivan mukta. Jivan mukta means God realized person. God realized person means self realized person. He is the saintly person, wise person. Then after telling in this 8th sloka, then Bhagavan goes furthermore. सुहृन्मित्रायुदासीन मध्यस्तद्वेष्य बन्धुषु साधुष्वपि च पापेषु समबुद्धिर्विशिष्यते. Specifically in this shloka, Bhagavan want to say about the relationships. In the 8th shloka, by saying Sama, Loshta, Ashma, Kanchana, we came to understand that with the possessions, he is not get attached by the possessions. The possessions, if they are there, he don't bother. If they are not there also, he don't bother. His mind is not pulled by them and not disturbed by them. He is very comfortably with them or without them. He can glide into the state of meditation unattached. So I would like to say one word about the Kutastha, one more, because again that word can be applied here also. Who is undisturbed Kutastha? Kutastha or is Ashma stone. In fact, why it is very hard like a stone, you must be like that, Kutastha. That is, you are telling the example of the non-living being. Even in the Upanayana ceremony, when they make that boy, after wearing the Upavidam and all that, now he has to go to the teacher for the study. Because now he has become a brahmachari and focus the attention in the studies. So for him, there is a one ceremony they conduct in that Upanayanam time, make that child boy to climb on a hard stone. It is called Ashmarohana, Ashmarohanam, climbing on the stone. What it is that indicates? There is a mantra. Oh, my dear child, now so long, up to 7 years, you are with your parents. You are very much taken care and pampered by your parents. And now you have to go to the Guru and you must be very strong and you must able to uh, Listen to the Guru and follow the disciplines. Be strong like as the stone. That is the meaning. See, now in the marriage time, the same kind of Ashmarohanam ceremony done to the girl also. My dear girl, now you are so far lived with your parents and you are very much taken care, loved by them and all that, you know. But now you are going to an unknown place, okay? Unknown place, unknown people. And after marriage, not only you have to deal with your husband, you have to relate and deal with your mother-in-law, father-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, so many relations, all that. You don't know what kind of interactions will take place. So you must be able to tolerate and be strong as like the stone. So this, there also mantras are there. Actually, if they read those mantras and tell the meaning to them, it will be maybe useful in the life. So I just remembered that Ashma, stone and Kutastha. Anyhow, in this ninth shloka, so relationships. Generally, in the name of relationships, we say, no, he is my close friend, he is my dearest friend. uh, and here what he says, it is one big phrase, Suhrun, Mitra, Udasina, Madhyastha, Dveshya, Bandhushu. Uh, different kinds of mentality people. In the good-hearted and in the friends also, Suhrut anna well-wisher actually. He is a Suhrut and he is a friend. In friends, in good-hearted people, even in the enemies around, for everybody, there are some enemies and people feels envy about us will be there. And in the indifferent, some people never care and they are indifferent. And there some are neutral, okay, or some are haters, they hate us, and some are close relatives. So altogether, this particular phrase tells about the different types of relationship with people around us. Whether we do interaction or not, there are people in and around us moving. We are moving among them. But for this wise person, okay, and these are all generally common worldly people, or he may be in the association with the sadhushu, some saintly people, guru, guru, guru bhais. That means the same kind of students who are studying with the same guru, sadhushu api. Not only that, papeshu. There are some unrighteous people around us. We see that people are very unrighteous, adharmic. Their actions, their thoughts, and everything. So unrighteous. And even though he is living among them, he may interact sometimes with some of them, or they may come to interact with him, but as for him, as concerned, according to him, Samabuddhihi, one who has got Samabuddhi, okay, he won't see any differences in spite of these appearing differences. Even though he see lots of diversity, but his focus is on the unity. Whoever is able to see the unity in spite of diversity is called a Gnani. And he knows that these differences are not permanent, not real. He knows what is real. That is why Gnana Vijnana. Gnana Vijnana. So here, Samabuddhi, one whoever is equanimous mind. See, Lord started first with the equanimous mind, samatvam, samatvam yoga uchyate. Now here also in the four shlokas before, the first Bahiranga sadhana, now concluding also Samatvam. Very, very important, very important. Because Atma is Samam, Brahman is Samam. That is the common denominator. There is no any change on account of anything, anything. Prajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata, Bheda, Rahita, Vastu, Desha, Kala, Vastu, Atitam, Jati, Niti, Kula, Gotra, Duragam, all that. So, Samabuddhi. Then that person is called, he is the excelled person. Visishyata means he is excelled. He excels otherwise. This is called God realization. See, who? Sriman Narayana Bhagavan Avatar Sri Krishna. From his mouth these words. But do you have any respect? Do you have any liking? Do you have any inclination to listen and understand, apply? How simple and beautiful. Even while listening itself, you'll feel so joyful, uh, elated. And when you apply really and they become your uh, own ornaments, these qualities, then we are the happiest persons in the world. And our goal is, our aim is to be happy, to seek the happiness. Now, how this is how Bhagavad Gita teaches us how to be happy in spite of. More other shlokas. Lord going to start the Antaranga sadhanas from the next shloka 10. We'll see more in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Hari Om Tatsat